G'day guys, this is Tier and welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Today I am going to kick off a new series called Wasteland Mythbusting, where I will be laying down the facts swiftly and decisively. The first topic I want to cover is this. Is the Scorchbeast Queen resistant or immune to explosive damage? Let's get into it and bust this myth wide open. So first of all, this question is one of the most commonly asked questions I see floating around daily within the Fallout 76 community. New players and veteran day one players alike will all have at some point asked this question, and most likely will have unfortunately been told some false misinformation about this topic. Well, today I'm going to lay the facts down and cover this topic extensively as to why people asked this in the first place and what the truth behind it all actually is. So with that said, let's get straight to the point, without any BS or nonsense. No. Straight up, no. The Scorchbeast Queen does not have any resistance or immunity to explosives. None of any kind. None whatsoever. None at all. Nada. And that is the straight up truth. There you go. Right here at the start of the video, the question has been answered for you. So if you want to click off the video now, feel free to do so. But if you want to stick around, I will explain in depth what is actually happening with some proof, and I'll explain why this is even a debate in the first place. But yeah, you can leave this video right now with the answer in your mind. The answer is no, the Queen does not have immunity or explosive resistance. Like I said, stick around and I'll explain it all. So with that out of the way, let's get into the misconception and misinformation about why this rumor has been spread so far. So if you take any ranged weapon with the bullets exploding for area damage legendary effect and shoot directly at the Scorchbeast Queen, either at the head, her wings, her body, or her legs, you will notice that you won't be doing your bonus explosive damage. In fact, if you pay close enough attention, and if you have the damage numbers turned on, you will notice that the damage numbers for your explosive AoEs don't even show up. And this is particularly extremely noticeable when you have something overpowered like a legacy explosive energy weapon like an explosive laser rifle or Gatling plasma. Because those types of weapons tend to deal a lot of explosive damage. Side note, and shameless plug, if you want to know how exactly legacy weapons function, click this video in the top right. So, now you're probably thinking to yourself right now, but Tier, you just said earlier that the Queen doesn't have any explosive resistance or immunity. So, what the hell is going on? Well, at its core, this is simply a hitbox issue, which I'll show and explain in the next part. It is not a matter of resistance or immunity towards explosives or anything in particular. As you can see right here within the files of the game, the Queen has no special keywords related to it resisting explosives. She only has her natural damage resistance of around 300 and her overall boss damage reduction effect, which reduces literally everything that damages her by 70%, including melee strikes, grenades, explosions, ballistic projectiles, plasma, fire, cryo, and electrical damage, among a few other things. So a lot of players see this 70% damage reduction and think that because their explosions aren't dealing as much damage or any damage like they might expect it to, they then draw the conclusion that the Queen has a separate explosive damage reduction effect, which I've already shown is just simply not true. Alright, here we go. Now to the part of the video that shows that not only can the Queen be damaged by explosives, but she's also quite susceptible to it. As you can see in the background footage, I'm dealing explosive damage to the Queen with my legacy Gatling plasma. Now some of you watching probably have your minds absolutely blown right now, but yeah, the Queen is taking explosive damage. Now, don't take this video the wrong way. You don't have to only use a legacy weapon to achieve this effect. You can deal explosive damage to the Queen with any old regular explosive weapon like a handmade, a fixer, a hunting rifle, whatever you have. And allow me to demonstrate that. Right here I have an explosive 50 cal, and as you can see, I'm still dealing explosive damage. I mean, would you just look at those damage numbers? Yep, those are explosive damage numbers registering on the Queen. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this whole misconception, this whole rumor, this whole web of widespread misinformation is really just the result of an unrefined hitbox system on larger enemies. As you can see here now, when I actually shoot the Queen directly with my Gatling plasma and then 50 cal, I'm no longer dealing explosive AoE damage with my bullets. This is because the explosive projectile legendary effects work quite strangely. They seem to deal more damage the closer you aim to the enemy's hitbox, and a fellow YouTuber named Angry Turtle has covered this before in another video, so check that out if you want an in-depth breakdown. But basically, to summarize, because the explosive pellets work weird to begin with when you aim higher at an enemy, that means this problem becomes exacerbated tenfold when you do the same thing to a large enemy like the Scorchbeast Queen, purely because the Queen has an upscaled, unoptimized hitbox. And simply put, because of how the Scorchbeast Queen's hitbox works when faced with explosive bullets, unless you are shooting directly at the ground underneath the Queen's belly, then you will not deal any explosive damage to the Queen at all. As I've been showing throughout this video, shooting underneath the Queen and bouncing your splash damage onto the Queen's belly from the ground below is unfortunately the only way to deal explosive bullet damage. And this is also the same with Gauss weapons. So for all of you people watching that use Gauss rifles, Gauss pistols, Gauss miniguns and shotguns, you are also suffering from the same problem as I'm showcasing in this video, and you will have to shoot the ground under the belly to deal your Gauss explosive damage. Now I don't want people to get confused here. You don't have to shoot this spot when it comes to weapons like the Fat Man, the missile launcher, grenade launcher or auto grenade launcher. Those weapons are completely separate from this system that I am talking about. Those are naturally explosive weapons, okay? The problem comes into play when you're using weapons with the explosive bullets legendary effect, because that functions in an entirely different way. Now that doesn't mean you won't have inconsistencies if you're using a Fat Man or a missile launcher. Sometimes you may not deal explosive damage with those things, or even grenades or mines. But by and large, 9 times out of 10, you will deal damage when you're using naturally explosive weapons. I just thought I should make that clear distinction for anyone that gets confused. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you see anyone on Reddit or Facebook or YouTube claiming that the Queen has explosive resistance or immunity, just kindly link them towards this video, because it's simply not true and I would really like to put this rumor to bed. Now, special thanks to the data miners for helping me explain this broken mechanic. Hopefully Bethesda pulls their thumb out of their ass and fixes shit like this. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, sadly. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. A massive shout out to all my current Patreons and channel members. You legends help fuel the content on this channel, so thank you so much for your support. If you would like to support me on Patreon or become a channel member, be sure to check that out in the description along with my other social medias. I do also have a Discord, so feel free to join that if you want to. And with all that out of the way, be sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed. I've been Tia, and I'll catch you in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.